right. So, been away for a little while, been working, busting out a bunch of stuff. I really want to get back to this, so I'm going to try to make some time for this. But on the topic. So today, I'm driving back from a D&H event, and it's late at night right now, 10:07 in the evening. Now I'm going to do a whole bunch of cuts and edits on this video. I just got the front view so that you can have something to go to. But as I'm rolling back to where I live and home and family and all that, I'm in Delaware right now. So rolling back home, I kept thinking about it and keep popping up on my messages about acquisitions and mergers. Mergers and acquisitions, M&A. So, news yesterday, last night, I believe, was Datto was looking for a buyer, which, I mean, that's not my part of the industry, but I was surprised to hear. And apparently, Autotask was interested in being a buyer, so the two of them are getting married. From what I read, for a shareholder deal, and so their money's going to basically, the mergers like shares and things like that, so they're all going to make some money. But the company that's going to end up with the ownership of the majority shareholding of all of this is an investment group that owned Autotask. But I find it quite interesting that from at least the stuff I'm reading right now, it sounds like they're going to put the executive team of Datto in place, which that could shake some things up. I'm not going to lie. The CEO, talk about some blurry vision. The CEO of Autotask really came through for me and a buddy of mine earlier this year. You know, it's out of the entire executive team, I think Mark was the favorite that I had. But I'm not deep into the business. I don't know what their investors know. I don't know what the day-to-day executive team knows. But from all can tell, if Mark don't end up on the executive team of this new interesting combination, he's going to end up somewhere good, I think. Because I don't think he's a bad CEO. I think he's doing good. That's my personal opinion. I have a few of those. But, so, it'll be interesting if Austin gets to take the reins on anything Autotask. God, every time I think about Datto, think about what I've experienced going up there to visit them, going through their tech rooms and their lunch and learns, and you got the face of the show at these partner events, Rob, and even Christine's out there. I mean, there's just so many of them that are just the face of Datto, and like Datto just has that culture. Somebody read me an email the other day they sent over to Austin, and talked about, you know, what about the culture of Datto that we've come to love and learn? Is that going to go away when Autotask takes the reins? But it sounds like, or I should say, the investment company of Autotask takes the reins. Can Austin and his team maintain the culture that we've come to love at Datto? I mean, I know some of you don't like Datto, some of you don't like Autotask, but at this point, it's come down to they are two huge players. Autotask this year was coming out with some Autotask endpoint backup, AEB, that they've done some changes in the pricing, trying to get more aggressive into that game, try to get be a competitor to SolarWinds, to all the other backup offerings out there. And it just seems like a lot of what Autotask has done is more at the file level, not the bare metal level. And I think that's where this Datto stuff's going to come in and shine. I mean, not to mention, this is going to be a big play if somewhere down the road these two companies collide in the total aspect of things. It'll be one of the first RMMs with a hardware platform that comes along with it. All of our RMMs are all SaaS. But now you're going to have a hardware platform that has backup with hardware. You're going to have RMM, PSA, whatever product you're using. The backbone of our life as service providers in the IT industry is going to have networking hardware, backup appliances. I mean, that's definitely a new step. I think they're complementary as far as the way they go. You're going to start seeing more integrations probably with the Datto networking, the Datto backup. You're going to see some more of that stuff start to tie in with Autotask, which is going to make the Autotask offering grow in the PSA side and the RMM side, grow in its value. So, you know, back when I started looking at RMM tools and PSA tools, when I had no clue about any of them, I started looking at SolarWinds because it was cheap. And then I heard about Autotask and ConnectWise, and I thought ConnectWise was king. And then you heard about Autotask and Continuum and Kaseya and everybody. Then everybody, you know, Autotask was the little guy on the bench waiting, saying, let me in, coach, let me in, coach. But then they started picking up some really cool stuff. Like they picked up the RMM from CentraStage. They picked up, you know, a couple other components. They've got, they're solidifying their offering to make it like one of a kind and top of its class. So I think a lot of the tools out there are going to start looking at Autotask as a real competitor, a real liability as a competitor, and being out there just has got to be scaring the other PSA RMM tools like ConnectWise and Kaseya and Continuum and SolarWinds. I mean, they're building a beast over there, and I don't know what it has to what we're gonna see as the end game. I don't know what the end game is, so I don't think any of us are gonna see that. The investment firm's gonna know. Maybe the executive teams at both firms, or at least whoever's staying at both firms, are gonna know. But this merger doesn't scare me anywhere near as much as the SolarWinds Enable merger did. Doesn't scare me any more than something like a Repair Shopper and Repair Tech Solutions merger did. You know, none of it's... This is one of those mergers that it's just so complementary. The products are pretty well functioning on their own. And it's just the next step in the evolution. So, in closing, I just think that if we take a step back on this one, we're going to see that both these companies have solid products that are out there working, making innovations on the products. And these products, I just have a feeling, are just going to bust out of their shell and come to life once these companies finalize merger, get, 6 months to a year down the road, when we can start seeing, cross usage, cross blending in these platforms. So with that, hey, take AEM for a drive, take Autotask for a drive, take Datto for a drive. They're definitely two strong players. I don't have a whole lot against either one of them. And as a side disclaimer, I am a Datto partner. I do use Autotask PSA. So take that for what it's worth, but I think this is a strong merger, and I'd bet on it to succeed. Y'all have a great evening, and I'm gonna hop off here, get back to driving. I'm about I turned GPS off, but I'm like an hour from home, so I'm gonna head home, take a nap, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.